The real world. Opendoor is facing legal issues worth $62 million. People would have laughed at you if you had told them a decade ago that Opendoor is now facing legal issues. The internet has made it easier than ever to know just about anything you want. So with all this content and information available, how did you know which ones to know from and which ones actually work? Luckily, you are in real estate heaven. And for today's video, we will be talking about the real world. Did you know that Opendoor is facing legal issues worth $62 million? Remember that while the first step is completing any of this amazing information, the second and possibly more important step is taking action, even if it's imperfect action. A company called Opendoor Technologies Incorporated buys and sells residential real estate online. Its headquarters are in San Francisco, and it uses an online platform to make instant cash offers on houses. After buying the homes, it fixes them up and lists them again for sale. Along with financing, it offers mobile application-based home buying services. The company was active in 44 U.S. markets as of November 2021. On Monday, federal regulators revealed that they had fined iBuying giant Opendoor $62 million for allegedly cheating and tricking prospective home sellers. In a statement, the Federal Trade Commission or FTC disclosed the case and an agreement with the iBuyer. According to the statement, Opendoor pitched potential sellers using misleading and deceptive information, implying they would profit more from selling to the iBuyer than they would from doing so on the open market. Most people who sold to Opendoor made thousands of dollars less than they would have made selling their homes using the traditional process. The statement continues. Opendoor promised to revolutionize the real estate market, but the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection Director Samuel Levin added in the statement that the company built its business using old-fashioned deception. Levin continued, beating up on customers is not inventive. The statement continues by citing Opendoor marketing materials regarding consumer proceeds and claims home sellers lost money as a result of receiving below-market offers on their properties and paying more than they would have if they had used a traditional agent. The FTC thinks Opendoor misrepresented a number of other facts, including the fact that it makes money through buying low and selling high rather than through fees. Opendoor and the $62 million payment have reached a settlement. Additionally, according to the FTC statement, Opendoor has agreed to stop misleading potential home sellers and stop making irrational claims. In a statement released on Monday, Opendoor addressed the situation and stated that it strongly disagrees with FTC's allegations. The business decided to settle the dispute, though, because it will allow us to resolve the matter and focus on helping consumers buy, sell, and move with simplicity, certainty, and speed. The FTC's allegations, the company continues in its statement, relate to activity that took place between 2017 and 2019 and target marketing messages the company modified years ago. Thanks to the rise of Opendoor, which debuted in 2014, the iBuying sector has experienced one of the most significant trends in real estate over the past 10 years. For sellers who didn't want to deal with the hassle of a traditional listing, the initial iBuying pitch claimed that iBuyers offered greater security and convenience. Over time, however, as they competed for market share, iBuyer offers increased due to low inventory and sharply rising demand brought on by the coronavirus pandemic. The challenge of setting prices during the last two boom years proved to be so great that Zillow, long the second-largest iBuyer, completely exited the market last fall. Opendoor, on the other hand, persisted and earlier this year became profitable for the first time. Opendoor's buy-to-list premium or profitability, determined by the difference between a home's purchase price and current listing price, has decreased significantly this year due to the shifting real estate market, claims analyst Mike Delpreet. The agreement with the FTC was reached just days before the company is scheduled to release its most recent earnings report, which, along with those of other companies in the sector, is eagerly awaited as it will be the first to reflect a noticeably slower market. In order to resolve complaints from the Federal Trade Commission, Opendoor has agreed to pay $62 million. The FTC claimed that the company's claims that it helps people make more money by selling their house to the company rather than listing it on the open market were misleading. According to the FTC, the real estate technology company has long bragged about how it uses its pricing technology to deliver more accurate offers and lower costs. Such iBuyers employ this technique to submit speedy offers on houses, fervently asserting that doing so would result in the seller receiving thousands of dollars more than they would on the open market. The FTC, however, asserts that this was untrue. The commission asserts that Opendoor actually demanded more money from sellers for home repair costs that were higher than what people would typically spend on repairs in a market sale, in addition to the fact that the company's offers were lower than a home's market value. The $62 million settlement, according to the FTC, will be used to give refunds to those who were impacted. In a written statement, Opendoor addressed the predicament. Although we vehemently deny the FTC's accusations, we believe that settling with the Commission will allow us to put the matter to rest and concentrate on assisting consumers in their purchases, sales, and movements with ease, certainty, and speed. It's significant that the claims made by the FTC are connected to actions that took place between 2017 and 2019 and target marketing messages the business altered years ago. We are glad to put this issue behind us and are eager to keep giving customers a cutting-edge real estate experience. The agreement is a setback for Opendoor as well as the entire iBuying sector, which for years has relied on similar justifications. Opendoor's competitors include established channels that use traditional agents as well as others like Compass and Redfin, which together laid off over 900 workers earlier this year. These companies are also attempting to change the status quo. Around the world, startups frequently tout themselves as the Opendoor. The Department of Justice, which is in charge of collecting on behalf of the FTC in these cases, has the discretion to reduce or forgo collecting penalties, so it is uncertain whether the full settlement amount will be paid. After completing its anticipated merger with the SPAC Social Capital Hedosofia Holdings II, led by investor Chamath Palihapitiya, Opendoor, on the other hand, went public in late December 2020. The 8-year-old business initially made its stock available to the general public for $31.47 per share. After hours today, shares were only marginally trading at $4.78, above the company's 52-week low of $4.30. Accordingly, the company's value has decreased from $8 billion in 2021 to just under $3 billion today. In terms of venture capital, Opendoor most recently raised $300 million in March 2019 at a $3.5 billion pre-money valuation. To pay for its home purchases, it has gradually raised about $1.3 billion in equity funding and close to $3 billion in debt financing. General Atlantic, the SoftBank Vision Fund, NEA, Norwest Venture Partners, GV, GGV Capital, Access Technology Ventures, SV Angel, Fifth Wall Ventures, and others are among the investors in the business. Opendoor appears to be too good to be true in many ways. They completely remove the hassle of selling a house by sending an all-cash offer in less than 24 hours, offering a free home inspection in the process. The issues found during the home inspection will be negotiated into the offer by Opendoor. As a result, since Opendoor entered the real estate market a few years ago, there has been a lot of buzz surrounding it. It has been highlighted in a number of well-known publications and has been featured in social media, TV, radio, and other advertisement formats. What exactly is Opendoor, and does it live up to its claims of greatness? First, let's define Opendoor or an iBuyer company, and then we'll go over the benefits and drawbacks of using Opendoor to sell your house. Describe Opendoor. Within 24 hours of submitting a request for an offer on their website, Opendoor, a startup business, will make homeowners all-cash offers on their homes. This is how it goes. Sellers enter their address and provide details about their home's features, such as updated appliances, new cabinets, and refurbished flooring. Opendoor will send the seller an all-cash offer after receiving all the required information. Opendoor will send a team to inspect the property. If the seller chooses to accept the offer, they deduct the cost of any necessary repairs from the price they are offering. In this case, their initial $350,000 offer would be reduced to $30,000 if they later determined that the house required $50,000 in repairs. If you decide to proceed with Opendoor, you choose a closing date and the deal is finished. Has Opendoor got any unstated charges? Wow, that sounds pretty awesome. Simply keep in mind the proverb, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. There are a few warning signs with Opendoor that homeowners should be aware of, especially in light of their high fees. A service that functions as quickly as Opendoor claims to always have a hefty price tag. Opendoor, is it worth it? With their marketing efforts and use of convenience as a selling point, Opendoor is succeeding admirably. If convenience is what you're after, Opendoor might be the best choice. Until you've put a lot of time and effort into the process, you won't know for sure what Opendoor will offer you, and they frequently change their offers at the last minute after you've already made arrangements to buy another house. As an iBuyer, Opendoor makes all-cash offers on homes with adjustable closing dates. Opendoor charges a 5% service fee and frequently offers less money for homes than they would on the open market. Opendoor has reasonable fees and typically makes higher offers on homes than other iBuyers. However, rivals like OfferPad offer more latitude in terms of closing times and repairs. For sellers who need to sell quickly to a reputable buyer, Opendoor is a fantastic option. Selling with a full-service real estate agent, however, might be a better option for homeowners who value getting the most money for their home and have the patience to wait for a higher offer. The route that will net you the most money for your house can be revealed by cunning. You'll be paired with a top local agent who can present offers from organizations that buy houses in cash in your area, including Opendoor. In order to provide you with the information you need to make the best choice, your clever agent can compare these offers to a reasonable listing price. If selling your home quickly is more important than selling for top dollar, Opendoor is worthwhile. Opendoor, like the other iBuyers, will probably offer you less money for your house than it would fetch on the open market. Opendoor charges sellers a 5% service fee. The main rival to Opendoor, OfferPad, typically makes slightly lower offers but charges comparable rates and has more latitude for closing dates and repairs. The following are some advantages and disadvantages of using Opendoor that property owners should be aware of. Using Opendoor to sell your house has its benefits. Convenience. Opendoor has made an effort to make the registration process for sellers as simple as possible. Owners can ask questions about their homes on the Opendoor website by filling out a form. Opendoor sends them an offer price within 24 hours. Additionally, Opendoor covers the cost of the home inspection, saving the seller money. The process of selling the house, which is a major motivator for many sellers, is eliminated by Opendoor. Most importantly, effective for seasoned sellers. Opendoor might be for you if you are a seasoned seller with years of real estate knowledge. You must have a firm grasp of the market and a thorough understanding of the real estate sector before moving forward with Opendoor, because they control the purchasing process on their terms. Otherwise, you run the risk of losing a sizable amount of money. If Opendoor sends a low offer that is significantly below market value, those who are selling their home for the first time or don't have a solid understanding of the real estate market run the risk of losing a significant portion of their net proceeds. The many other fees that come with using Opendoor, which we'll highlight in the cons section below, should also be negotiated by sellers who decide to work with Opendoor. Sellers should be skilled negotiators and be ready to discuss repair costs and other fees. Supports hurried sellers. The main selling point of Opendoor is speed. They expedite the buying process as much as they can, usually submitting an offer to sellers in less than a day. If sellers decide to proceed with Opendoor, the inspection typically takes place a few days after the offer has been sent. Opendoor may be useful for sellers who are in a rush and don't have time to sell their homes on their own, if they have prior real estate experience. On the other hand, rushing a process as crucial as selling a house could be harmful and result in a sizable financial loss. A cash offer is made to the seller. There is always a worry that financing won't work out when dealing with buyers. It makes sense that this would be a key selling point for Opendoor, since receiving an all-cash offer gives sellers peace of mind and cuts down on the time it takes for the lender to process a loan application. Cons of selling your home through Opendoor. Sales price. Because they purchase your house for less than market value, mark it back up to that amount, and then sell it. Opendoor is a successful business. Due to the fees or built-in equity when buying, and the increase in the overall sales price when the home closes, Opendoor is able to profit from both sides of the transaction. Huge fees. At the very least, Opendoor charges a 7.5% fee for their services. Just to put that into perspective, the typical commission rate for a real estate agent is only 6%. Additionally, Opendoor's website contains a disclaimer that states fees may range from 6% to 14%, which is a sizable difference. They base their fee on the features of your home, the comparable homes for sale nearby, and the length of time it will take to sell your house. The hurried sales process might result in financial loss. One of the most significant transactions you will ever make is selling your house. The most valuable asset for many people is their home, so losing money on that asset could be a huge loss. Opendoor might prey on people who lack a solid understanding of the real estate market as a whole and who are unaware of market rates. They might accomplish this by making a lowball offer to purchase your house or by taking a sizable chunk of the offer price off to pay for necessary repairs. The cost of repairs is up to their judgment. Based on the inspection, Opendoor calculates the necessary repairs costs, which are then subtracted from the sale price. A seller can typically negotiate the repair costs in a typical transaction, so they are not required to be paid in full. Recommended only for those with extensive real estate experience. If you are trying to sell your house quickly and have previously held a real estate license or have a lot of experience buying and selling homes, Opendoor might be a good fit for you. You must be aware of the inquiries to make and potential warning signs to watch out for. Some sellers may not be aware of this if they are unfamiliar with the housing market, because Opendoor can occasionally price homes below market. They might also be unable to bargain for repair costs, which could result in them shelling out much more money than they would have if they had listed their house with a conventional real estate agent. Can't get a customer. A home transaction can be emotionally taxing. The chance to find a buyer who falls in love with your house and offers a price that may even be higher than what you're asking for exists when you sell your house conventionally through an agent. Because Opendoor strips away the emotional component of the transaction and reduces it to a purely transactional process, sellers may lose out on customers who are willing to pay significantly more. Only accessible in specific locations. Only Atlanta, Austin, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, Denver, Houston, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis-St. Paul, Nashville, Orlando, Phoenix, Portland, Raleigh-Durham, Riverside, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Antonio, Tampa, and Tucson are currently offering Opendoor. Should I use a real estate agent or Opendoor to sell my home? Working with a real estate agent is recommended if you want to sell your house for the highest possible price. A real estate agent will aggressively market your home and make every effort to get it in front of as many potential buyers as they can. When working with an agent, you are much more likely to get an offer from a buyer who is prepared to pay your asking price or more. Although Opendoor claims to be able to sell your house quickly, the cost of that service is very high. You run the risk of losing out on buyers who are prepared to offer much higher prices than Opendoor. You can use Opendoor concurrently with working with a real estate agent to determine which is more effective for you. When should sellers use Opendoor at their best? Opendoor might be the right option for you if your only priority is to sell your property as soon as possible and getting a higher price for it is not your top priority. They will expedite the process, but doing so will cost you dearly. A strong real estate agent will typically secure an offer for the buyer within the first 2 weeks of listing the house for sale, which is another important point to keep in mind. They will also work to expedite the process by swiftly and effectively negotiating repairs and closing costs. It is best to work with a seasoned and reputable real estate agent if selling your home as quickly as possible and getting top dollar for it are equally important goals. What kinds of homes do they typically purchase, and how long does it take to sell a home through Opendoor? The website for Opendoor states that the typical closing time for a sale is between 10 and 60 days. In a report published in June 2018 by Reuters, it was discovered that Opendoor typically pays $250,000 on average for homes. Additionally, they don't buy mobile homes. Instead, they only purchase single-family homes, townhomes, duplexes in some markets, and condos again in some markets. Additionally, depending on the market, they typically buy houses built after 1960, valued between $100,000 and $500,000, with a maximum lot size of 0.5 acres. Does Opendoor represent an iBuyer? In the real estate sector, a new service called iBuying has gained popularity. Through the use of technology, iBuying aims to speed up the home selling process by giving sellers an easy way to sell their property. Because its model is centered on speed and efficiency and occurs primarily online, Opendoor is an example of iBuying. In contrast to iBuyers, which are businesses, Opendoor's business model is to buy properties with cash, renovate them, and then resell them for a profit. How dangerous is using Opendoor? Realtors have observed significant changes in how buyers and sellers complete transactions as a result of the development of technology. It is now much simpler for buyers, sellers, and even real estate agents to find homes for sale, research a competitive listing price, and get ready for a sale thanks to technology, which has helped streamline transactions. However, there may be some drawbacks to technological advancements. Some aspects of the transaction process shouldn't be left in the sole control of a machine or a business. Given that buying or selling a home is one of the most significant transactions many people will ever make, you should entrust it to a reputable realtor who has your best interests in mind. Key conclusions from Opendoor. While opinions on Opendoor may vary from person to person, in our view, they harm sellers. Working with a quick service like Opendoor entails paying significant fees and receiving a much lower offer on your home than if you decided to work with an accomplished real estate agent. It is not worth cutting corners on a sale as significant as selling a home. Even though the Opendoor procedure may initially seem very alluring, the costs and money loss will prevent it from being worthwhile in the long run. The timeline isn't much longer when working with a real estate agent compared to Opendoor, because working with an experienced real estate agent almost always means you'll have an offer on your home within the first 2 weeks. Working with a realtor can occasionally be even faster. Save yourself the hefty fees and work with a real estate agent who is familiar with the market and will put your transaction first, unless you are an experienced seller with years of experience buying and selling homes. That's it for this video, Real Estate Heaven fan. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on our mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, But it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!